All right, guys, let's check out my favorite model from the brand Squale. This is the 1521. This is their original design that they came up with, and I absolutely love it. It is so unique and so well done. I love the full polished case. You can get black case models, you can get blasted case, like satin case instead of the full polish, but for my money, the full polished case and some really good dials are the way to go. I have to say this red dial variant here, this colorway, is probably the best looking one that I have had the pleasure of wearing in a long time. So big thanks to my buddy Clayton from the Watchdog podcast. I'll put a link to his podcast in the description for sharing his watch. Unfortunately, he will not sell it to me. I tried, trust me, I tried, but he won't let this one go, and I don't blame him. Let's get into the specs of the watch because I'll talk more about this actual colorway in a moment because I have some thoughts on it. So case size, I'm going to give you a couple of measurements, and I don't normally do this, but the bezel does hang over the case some. So if you measure just the case from the 3 to 6, not 3 to 6, the 6 to 9, excuse me, is 40.7. So it's almost 40.5 millimeter case. A lot of times when you say that, depending on your wrist size, that it still might be too large for you, but the massively offset crown beyond the 4 o'clock and submerged in the case, even for the smaller wristed people that think they need like a 39 or 38 millimeter diver, you might be able to wear this because there is no crown guards there. It's true like 40.5 millimeter with no interruption. So just food for thought. Now, if you measure at the bezel is 41.8, so a little more wrist presence up top. The lug to lug is a 48.5, but look at the turn down on those lugs. The lugs definitely go way lower than the case bottom. So again, yeah, it might be a little bit longer than you're traditionally used to, but it is going to wrap around your wrist and it's going to wear very comfortable. 13 millimeter thick, which is, pretty normal for a diver, especially a 500 meter or a 550 Atmos diver. So 13 mil thick to a flat sapphire crystal. It's actually kind of nice to see a flat sapphire crystal with AR coating versus all of the double domed crystals you see out there. I'm kind of liking it. I'm kind of digging it. There's no distortion or anything like that. You can see it at dramatic angles, and it's a very well done crystal. 20 millimeter lug width here, and the crown is a pain in the butt to a certain extent, but it's a 6 millimeter crown, and you can tell it's heavily submerged down into the case. So there's no way of getting around it. It has really nice coin edging on it, and you can grip it, but it's a little bit of a pain. To me, it's still worth it. I love its positioning. I love the way it's integrated kind of like into the case like that. I'm a big fan of it. Same coin edging on the bezel. You can see the bezel is actually adhered or held onto the case with these adjustment screws all the way around. So it is superb bezel action. Very clean, very smooth, nice clicks to it. There is, I wouldn't say play, it's just the settle back. So once you get to your position, it settles back and it lines up perfect. So you have a full polished chapter inside, and then all your minute ticks are actually printed onto the dial, as are the loomed indices, and then you have your date cut out at 3 o'clock. This is using an ETA 2824, so pretty standard 3-hand with a date, clean, classic, just the way I like it. Swiss movement, Swiss made, all that good stuff. The pop of orange against this red dial is absolutely stunning, and it's going to look a little different here in the studio lights. In natural light, on your wrist, out in the wild, this thing is nothing short of spectacular. It is an absolute home run. It's extremely difficult to find these. Yes, it does have the Squale printed on the side of the case. I'm kind of in the camp now where I actually really like that. I hope they never remove it. It is so clean and well done into the case that it just shows a level of refinement to the whole product. I like it. I'm definitely in that camp. So back to this red dial. Go search Squale 1521 Red Passion. They call this one the Red Passion. You're going to find some information, but it's pretty generic information. I cannot find concrete information of how many, or rather how few, they made. Now, if you look on the case back, it does have a serial number down the bottom, 11209. I think they're ran in order of how many they made. The 11 is probably not going to be part of it. There's no way they made 11,000 of them. But the 209, this, as far as I can understand, I think this is number 209 of however many they made. I don't know. So if you have a Red Passion, chime in the comments below. Tell me what number you have. Maybe we can figure this out. I reached out to a couple of places that actually sold them and asked them. We'll see if they reach out back to me. And if they do, I'll put that information in the comments. This one comes on this leather here, the Squale leather. I'm not sure the branding of it. I think it's made in Italy. It's hard to read. Is superb leather. It is absolute comfortable. Right out of the gate, you're not going to have to break anything in. You can just put it on and you are good to go. This floating keeper here, this second one, is actually held on with a thread to the thread that holds, you know, the top part here just for decorative. And they did it to the second one, and the first one is not tied into it, but it's captured inherently because it's captured in between that and the buckle. So you don't have them flopping all around. They have only that range of movement there, which is perfect. And it's just common sense. I'm digging that strap 100%. I wore it for a day on that. Then I switched it over to this strap, which is a vulcanized rubber strap from Strap Mill Canada. I'll put a link to their store as well down in the comments or the description if you're interested in picking that up. So now I want to talk a little bit more about this colorway, because I was talking to Clayton, the owner, and I think we both agreed pretty much that that is one thing. Now, we don't like it. We don't want all brands to do this, but it's actually, it makes the hobby a little bit more fun when you discover something like this. And here I am searching, and I'm not a dummy. I know how to search things, right? I know I don't always include all that stuff in the video, but I know how to search things if I take the time and do the work. I actually did the work on this one because I want one. I actually want to buy one. So if you have one and you want to sell it, hit me up. But I can't find a ton of information on it. So that led Clayton and I to discussing that it's actually kind of fun when a brand, especially like Squale, which is not a small brand, it's a big brand, they'll make occasionally a watch like this and some others, and maybe they'll be exclusive to certain retailers, and there's like no real talk of it. It's left to the community to discover it and spread the knowledge, and they sell out and then they're gone. So there was no, I mean, it came in the regular blue box. I mean, here's the information. This says reference 026. I don't know what that means. It was purchased originally on November, well, I'm not sure if it's European date, but in 2019. And, well, and then they're gone. And then I see it, and I'm like, hey, I want one. Yeah, good luck. Good luck getting one. Basically, I have to wait for one to pop up, or maybe someone in my audience will reach out to me and let me know they have one and they want to let it go. Or maybe, you know, just share information. Just let us know if you know how many were made or what number yours is or something like that. But anyway, guys, before I do the wrist shot and the lume shot, I want to give you something I don't normally do, because in sunlight, this thing looks amazing. I mean, look at that dial. I love that polished hour hand, the orange minute hand. I know it's a weird combination, but this thing is absolutely stunning. Once you actually can find one, I'm on the hunt, because this one's not available. And here it is on wrist in the studio. And I'm telling you, like, I think my video is going to capture the dial better than a lot of the pictures will, but it still doesn't even capture it all the way. I will say the lume is not amazing. That is one area where I think they could improve. They're a brand that I think they should be able to resource some C3X1. Yeah, I'm calling you out on it. If you were to throw C3X1 on this, you'd have an insane lume to watch. It looks good right now. Trust me, it looks good right now. But it will fade. It's not amazing. They definitely could do better. It's good right now, but it's a dive watch. We want better. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Big thanks to Clayton for sending this over, and I'll catch you on the next vid.